The Marinela product line is known for great snacks like the Concito, the Penguino, and the Submarino. But the down low MVP may just be a little known secret weapon called Sponch. Today, Sponch takes on Oogie's Popcorn, an industry titan Reese's, in an attempt to bring home a win and become snacking royalty. It's time for You Tried Dat! You Tried Dat! Sponch. I'm Nick Nowak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Oogies and Sponch. Everyone's favorite snacks.
Is Sponch the funniest snack name we've tried
It's up
Yes.
in the history of the pod? It might be, right?
Yep. So I actually was looking up if Sponch, I believe it may loosely translate to sponge in Spanish, but then I also came across some good possible definitions on this website, Urban Dictionary.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Some of them, some basic ones, like one, to engage in nerd-like behavior by spouting knowledge about totally irrelevant and uninteresting topics. So somebody thought it was. One who is weird and awkward. And the sample use was, Dolly the artist is a sponge like no other.
Odd frame of reference, but all right.
I mean, that's true. That Dolly, she is a sponge.
And then this one,
Salvador
which,
Dali, I think is who they're talking about. Not a woman.
It's not Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton, the artist, was a real sponge.
this is the one I think was maybe closest to correct. A condition in which an individual is unable to perform the act of intercourse due to excessive alcohol consumption. Also see whiskey dick.
I've heard it called whiskey dick before. I can't say I've ever heard it called sponge.
Just Sponge, not Sponge Dick.
Sponge dick.
You've heard the term whiskey dick? I've never actually heard that. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's like you're
Yeah,
too
me
drunk,
too.
you can't get hard. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, learning new stuff every day.
For me, it's called Mountain Dew dick.
So, recently I went to a museum and
Wow.
got whiskey dick. No, I was overserved. Do you guys know what the Mold-orama is?
Yes.
No.
So it's pretty popular. You can see it at zoos a lot, but it's like you put a couple bucks in, and then it molds this like hot wax into some kind of character.
Like a dinosaur or something.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, okay, I do
The
know
zoo
this.
is like different animals and stuff.
Yeah.
Right. For whatever reason, when I was a kid, I loved these Moldoramas.
Me too,
Same
yeah,
thing.
of course.
Yep.
Part of it was just something cool you get, and part of it, like the smell, is like something that brings me back to a childhood memories. The smell of that Moldorama. So recently, it's like become sort of, I think, a retro-ish thing to have these Moldoramas around again. So I collect nothing. All right, but I decided now that I'm around with my kids at zoos and things, I'm like, I'm gonna start getting these Moldoramas when I see them. I'll get one every time I see a Moldorama. So I'm up to 3.
Okay. These are going to be priceless someday.
So we're at the Field Museum in Chicago, and I decide I'm gonna get this Brontosaurus Moldorama.
Is that the only one they had there, or did you have a choice of like 6 Moldoramas and that's the one you picked?
Yeah, as we walked around, I saw my different options.
You're scoping out the Moldoramas.
There was a pterodactyl, like a few other types of dinosaurs. It might have been one animal of some kind. So I decided on the Brontosaurus. It's a color I don't have. It was a green one, and so I said I'm getting the Brontosaurus. Add to
Great.
It's like talking about
my
the new
growing
Air Jordans.
collection.
The color I don't have, a variant of the 97 Brontosaurus Moldorama.
So I think it's like $5 to get this thing. Way too much, you know.
Whoa, not retro prices.
I put a 5 in the machine. The Brontosaurus molds and folds and goes down into the spot where you have to like let it cool and pick it up. but it's a very big mold-a-rama compared to some of the other ones.
Well, $5. I mean,
right. I push open the metal drawer, and it like kind of is sticking, so I push it open, and I pull out the Brontosaurus, and the opening of the drawer has cut off this Brontosaurus's head.
Oh,
no.
no.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
And now it's like a rare collector's item, right? Like the headless Brontosaurus.
Right. So I went to their Brontosaurus bones and lopped the head off.
It matches.
So my wife says, well, do you want to, tell them? I'm like, I can't,
Tell who? Like the security guard standing over against the wall?
40-year-old man worried about his mold-a-rama Brontosaurus.
She's like, are you just kind of embarrassed to do that? I'm like, yes. Fucking yes, I'm embarrassed to do that. But secretly, I really wanted the complete mold-a-rama with a head on it. Yeah. So we go to the coat check where we had put our coats at the beginning of the day, and I'm just kind of I give the lady my ticket, and I'm kind of holding the thing, like tapping it on the thing while she's getting my coat.
The mold-a-rama.
Yeah. Okay. And she sees it and says, oh, she said the head came off. You can take it down to visitor services and get that replaced. And I said, oh, well, all right.
Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. Cloud of dust, no Vexler sprinting over there.
Right. So I go down there, and I'm pretending, of course, that I'm doing this for my children. I have one of my kids come in, and I was like, yeah, it cut off my kid's, dinosaur head in the machine, which I guess was a common thing. They're kind of used to that. So the lady just goes into a drawer and picks up like another Brontosaurus and hands it to me. And I just have to sit and pretend like it was all for my children. Just be like, yeah, this is for my kids. And then she goes and drops it. And I'm like, my dino, no. So, long story short, I got the dinosaur replaced. Now,
yeah.
Have you guys, do you collect anything? Have you had any instance where something that you shouldn't have cared about maybe broke? Like you put together a Lego set and it got broken apart and you're a little pissed, something like that.
I break shit all the time. I will say that. But it's usually like plates as I'm washing them. Or those kinds of things.
Is there some like kids thing that you like, something you have from when you were a kid that you won't get rid of, like a toy or something like that you like didn't toss, or some old T-shirt?
Yeah, I do have a bunch of like random decorations and toys and stuff that I should throw away. Like maybe that's what I should do. I should just break them to throw. Like I have this Mr. T bobblehead that I've had for probably 25 years or something like that. Like, I think it dates back to like before I lived with either of you. This Mr. T bobblehead. Why the fuck do I have a Mr. T bobblehead?
You a big Mr. T fan?
No, I just thought it was funny. It was one of those things I saw it in like Spencer's Gifts or something. And I'm like, haha, that's funny. So I bought it and it just sits on a shelf. I should just go and lop the head off the Mr. T bobblehead so that I can throw it away.
Do you still have your big mouth Billy Bass?
I had the Travis Trout. I don't have that, but I do still have. I don't know if you guys remember. I used to have a stuffed Lou Bega doll.
Oh yeah,
that you would squeeze it and it would sing Mambo No. 5.
Yes.
I do remember that.
I saw that. That I should also definitely throw away.
I know when I was a kid, I had like some football cards and stuff, or baseball cards, and I don't know. I never really got into it, but I had. I did for a brief time, like, have comic books. I would buy comic books, so not like crazy. I didn't have subscriptions, and my mom wouldn't really let me get a lot of them because they would be like violent or something. But like, it would be to the point where I have like a Ninja Turtle comic book, and I think that like this Ninja Turtle comic book someday, it's like some random fucking Ninja Turtle comic book, and I thought it was going to be like a collector piece. So I would like keep them. I didn't have the sleeves, but I would keep them in a box, and like one day my friends were over and they were reading them, and we were playing or something. And he dropped one, he stepped on it, he ripped the cover, and I lost my fucking shit. Like, and it was like some terrible kind of like, I thought my inheritance just went up in flames.
But that was the episode where Donatello gets whiskey dick.
He's finally gonna have sex with April O'Neil is the only female on the show. All right, that's kind of weird, but all right. Yeah, no,
They called him Sponchatello.
He was Ed Donatello. But yeah, I was very upset, and my friends were like, "Huh?" Like they were just taken aback, like this piece of shit. Like, and my dad was like, would be like, these things are only worth even these baseball cards they say are worth so much money are only worth it if some idiot pays you for it. I'm like, yeah, some idiot's gonna give it to me.
Right.
They did not.
They like step on your Archie comic or something. Your friends all had actual real comic books.
I was like, yeah, exactly. It was these comic books that my mother allowed me to read, like Little Dottie or something. It's like, oh no, not Little Dottie #7. Is that the one where she fights the Joker?
So with these Moldoramas, now do you see yourself branching out into the crushed molded penny sector?
My sister did that for a while. My sister used to collect with Jenny.
Yeah,
the smashed penny. Yeah.
My dad's constant comment: "You're paying 51 cents for a worthless penny." Constantly.
I mean, he's right. And then my second question is, what are the other Moldoramas that you have in your collection so far? And then what's like the white whale Moldorama that you really
that's a good
you
question.
Really
Is it an actual white whale?
I have I've gotten all 3 of these within like the past year. All right.
It took you a year to get 3 Moldoramas?
I mean,
not everywhere. I know they're not everywhere at the liquor store where you apparently get everything.
Yeah. I have
I've got 5 Moldorama shops on my block.
The first one I got was a polar bear.
Okay.
Right? You got to start with the bear one. It's very
Of course.
funny.
Of course.
And then we went back to the same zoo for like a Christmas zoo lights, and they had a Santa Claus Moldorama. So I have
limited edition.
Yeah, exactly. I figured it wouldn't be, when I went back. So I've got the polar bear, the brontosaurus, and the whiskey dick Santa.
What's funny about those Moldoramas too, it's like everything else, like technology gets updated. And like you see newer things, like 3D printers exist now, but every one of those Moldoramas looks like it was made in 1957. They're all the same old ass looking thing with the smelly ass, probably poisonous plastic.
Yeah, that's the appeal.
Yeah, I guess.
I just sit and whiff those things.
I don't think they.
How I use them.
I'm thinking about it. I actually don't think they have any of the Moldoramas at the San Francisco Zoo. Like they definitely have the crushed penny. Like they have many of those. But next time I'm at the zoo, I'll have to see because I don't remember seeing any Moldoramas there. Wonder if they're like illegal in California or something because the plastic is so toxic.
Did you guys always look for now Geiger and I, we certainly were probably able to find our names on license plates and keychains.
Oh yeah.
Now, Chad, was it tougher for you?
It was, and I was always very excited when I would actually find it because it would be like maybe, I don't know, a third of the time there'd be a Chad.
Right.
But yeah, there was always there was always a Charcoals, so I could always fall back on that.
Were you excited when the term Chad came to mean like a certain type of douchebag guy? Is that when like a real Chad?
No, but at this point, like after like 20 years of like hanging Chad jokes and stuff, like I'm just so immune to whatever the fuck about my name. Like if people want to think my name is a cool buff guy name, then all right, that's fine.
That's why my dad only drinks beer, because if he drank whiskey, they'd call him Whiskey Dick. That's not a good name to be stuck with.
I mean, let's be clear. I am the opposite of the Chad stereotype. Like you couldn't
shape it off.
If you drew a man that was the anti-Chad, you would draw me.
The anti-Chad.
I will take it anyway.
Let's make you a little bit more anti-Chad by eating some more snacks. We have 3 snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale: a love dat, like dat, indifferent to dat, dislike dat, and hate dat. And let's start with Sponch, since we talked about it, and it probably will not win.
Hell yeah!
This is the Marinela Sponch marshmallow cookies, coconut, and strawberry. And the on the picture, it's a very funny looking snack. They kind of look. It's like a big cracker on bottom, and then there's 4 little individual puffy thing. It's almost like what's that Hostess thing? Snowballs.
Yeah.
It looks like 4 mini snowballs piled into this cracker, and there's something in the middle. I can't tell.
This thing looks
coconut
wild.
and strawberry jam, I think.
I'd never seen a snack that looked like this before. I should say this Sponch and the Oogies that we're going to try later. These are both from courtesy of my brother David. So thank you, David, for these.
Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. And it says Sponch on the bottom, so it kind of looks like almost like a McDonald's shortbread cookie type thing, where it had like the.
Yeah, it is shortbread. You're right.
Yeah.
If it's shortbread, the question is going to be, is it buttery enough?
No, is the answer.
Can you taste now the 4 spongy things? There's 2 white and 2 pink. Do you taste any difference between them?
No,
I don't think there is.
The strawberry jam stuff in the middle, if that's what that is.
Geiger, you're going to lead us off. What do you think?
Well, can't say I ate a Sponch before. This is definitely unique. It looks weird. It doesn't. The shortbread's not good. It's dry and crumbly and has no real taste. It's really just a structure to hold the marshmallows, I think. The marshmallows are fine. I don't really taste much coconut, which I'm assuming you guys will like. I think that the strongest taste of all this is that goo in the middle. They're not even goo, like that, I don't know, the jam part or the strawberry filling or whatever it is. And that's just okay. Overall, I think it's kind of hard to eat. It's kind of like falling apart and you're eating these giant, like, squishy marshmallows. The flavor is just kind of generically sweet. Again, you taste a little bit of tartness from the goo in the middle, but the marshmallows have almost no flavor. You don't really taste much coconut, and the shortbread's just kind of there. So it doesn't taste bad. It's kind of interesting. I'll probably just split the difference and give it an indifferent. I don't think it's great, but it's pleasant enough, I guess.
All right, Chad.
You know, this is kind of surprising. Like, I really thought I was going to hate this thing. Like Geiger said, you don't really taste coconut. I actually don't mind coconut flavor. It's the consistency that's normally the problem. I don't really get even a lot of coconut consistency from this. Like, it's not that kind of weird chewiness that comes with coconut. It's a little hard to eat, right? Like, you're not going to eat this on the go. Or I guess if you could, and you're going to have like ants in your lap in no time at all, right? Like the crumbs just get everywhere. Like, you know how when you're driving and you spill crumbs, all of a sudden you're just surrounded by
Covered
ants.
in ants.
Yeah, you know how that happens.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
But that's just because I drive with a giant ant farm.
Yeah.
Ready to smash over my leg at any time.
Windows and doors open, low to the ground.
Yeah. So this is weird. I wish there was more jam, actually. Like, the jam is pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like if you took this kind of thing with like a shortbread cookie, the jam, like spread the jam across the entire cookie, and then maybe like a layer of the marshmallow on top or something along those lines, you'd have a better snack here. And it needs a little bit more of the jam. But as it is surprisingly okay. So I'm also going to give it an indifferent to that.
I think you guys are right on. It's better than I anticipated, but it's not great. The cookie could be a little crisper. I just don't know if that marshmallow and strawberry is my favorite combination. I'm not sure if there's a different jam I'd like better. Like you said, it's interesting. If someone really liked these, I wouldn't fault them for that. I wouldn't be surprised. We're going to have total agreement to start, and the lazy electioneer, the Sponch. Actually, a little surprised. I thought we'd get at least one low rating, but we feel pretty indifferent to it. Not too bad. Let's move next to the popcorn. This is the Oogies, Oogies, for those keeping score at home. Gourmet popcorn. And it's the spicy nacho cheddar variety with the picture, very funny picture of a guy that I always say looks to me a lot like Chad's brother, Dave from Simpsons.
Now we did try one Oogies popcorn.
Yep.
Did really well.
I loved it.
Yeah, it did really well. I don't remember what the flavor was though.
It was like a smoky bacony kind of thing, wasn't it?
Right. Now, so I should say David sent us these because he said that this is his favorite Oogies flavor. Not to like bias you guys or whatever, but the spicy nacho cheddar is his favorite.
This might be too spicy for you, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not gonna like it.
It comes in a little late. It's not overwhelming, but
No.
there definitely is a spice there.
It might be too spicy to you because there definitely is a spice there.
Do you taste a lot of nacho?
Yeah.
I don't know if I taste a lot of anything. I haven't gotten any spice yet.
Really?
I've eaten 4 kernels.
It's hard to say if it's spice or just like overly, very peppery.
Yeah. It's a weird.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. It takes a while to build, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, you're up first.
Well, I've said before, I'm not a big popcorn fan in general. It gets stuck in your teeth. I don't think it's a particularly great bagged snack either. Like it's not as good as it's always a little spongy when it comes in a bag. I think I did kind of I liked the other Oogies flavor. I thought it was about as good as bagged popcorn could be. And even then, I don't think I gave it higher than I liked that. This one is worse, objectively worse. It's I don't know. Even before the spice kicks in, like I didn't really think it was that good. Like the cheese flavor is a little weird to me. But then the spice comes in and really brings it down. It's not even very spicy. It's just like after like eating 8 kernels or something, I was like, oh, this is like very now kind of getting unpleasant. I have to stop and drink water, and I can't just pour it in my mouth the way Geiger is doing right now. So to me, I think I am going to give this a dislike that.
Okay, I want to like this more than I do because I really like the idea. Geiger's literally holding the bag upside down. Like, if you give this any less than a like, I'm gonna call you out. It needs more flavor. Like all that sits on my tongue at the end is that spicy, peppery type of aftertaste. But there's no flavor that sits with it. Like the cheese needs to be cheesier.
Yeah.
The spice just needs to have more of a flavorful spice beyond just a peppery feel.
It's not enough cheese.
I want to like it. I don't really, but I don't dislike it either. I'm going to have to give it my second indifferent of the day. So an indifferent to that and a dislike that. Geiger, where are you sitting?
I hate that. No, I like popcorn. I'm with Chad in that fresh popcorn is obviously better. Bagged popcorn always kind of suffers because it's just inevitably going to be stale. I like it, but I also agree with what you guys are saying. So like, I don't mind the spice. In fact, I think even like it being very peppery at least is like a lot of times when things are advertised as spicy, they're not in any way spicy at all. And at least this is like a strong pepper flavor where you're feeling the pepper on your mouth at least a little bit, right? Like it's a little hot. Like as soon as I ate it, I'm like, oh, Chad won't like this because it's got some heat to it. Mm-hmm. The cheese doesn't taste like... I know it's supposed to be nacho cheese. It almost reminds me of that like fake nacho cheese that you get at like a ballpark or something. And I like that cheese. I just don't like it on this popcorn that much. It's kind of weird. I wish it was like a different cheese flavor or like cheesier, almost like when you eat cheese popcorn. But I still like it. So I'm giving it a like that, but I understand what you guys are saying. That the cheese flavor is odd. I definitely don't like it as much as the last Oogies we had.
Okay, we've got a like and a different and a dislike, which puts us at a tie still. And the Reese's snack cake, which some days may seem like an easy win, but some of these off the beaten path Reese's products can fall flat on their face. So we'll see. Mm-hmm. Okay, time for the segment, and we will have just passed Easter and the end of Lent, which is a time when people give something up, right, for a 40-day stretch.
Right.
So I'm going to give you guys a 7.
Have you guys ever done that?
I have not.
No.
I gave up daily blowjobs.
Yeah,
Just
for 40
I don't
years.
get them anymore. Or give them for my entire life. Yeah, no, we used to do that as a kid. We would do, obviously, the no meat on Fridays, and I think I used to try to give up like candy or something like during Lent. I don't do it now.
I mean, I've tried to give up things, but not for like a 40-day stretch, but just like I need to be healthier type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So
I gave up alcoholism.
I'm going to give you 2 pairs of things, or a pair of things, and you're going to tell me which, if you had to give one of these up for 40 days, which one would you give up? All right, so we're going to start kind of with some basic one here. You have to give up either toothpaste or deodorant for the next 40 days. You can't use either of it. And so there's no like workaround of,
like, brush your teeth with the deodorant. Yeah, right.
I'm going to use Axe body spray, or I'm going to use baking soda to brush my teeth. Yeah. You know, you can't. Basically, you're not brushing your teeth or you're not applying deodorant.
Yeah.
So one of those two.
Easy
so,
to me. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, Chad, go ahead.
Yeah, this is very easy because I have done this. I went nearly I went nearly 2 years without wearing deodorant. I think when COVID started and I basically stopped leaving the house, I just stopped wearing deodorant too. And that went for...
What a lucky lady you got.
Well...
Did your body stop sweating?
I mean, I wasn't like exercising, just sitting in a fucking basement all day or whatever. And like, I think it lasted about 18 months until my wife was as she gets more pregnant, her sense of smell was like picking up. This happened with both kids. And when she got to be about like 5-6 months pregnant, she's like, "You really fucking stink. You need to start wearing deodorant again." so last fall I had to start wearing it again. So I'd pick the deodorant. I think it's pretty easy to go that long without deodorant. But brushing your teeth, man, your breath would be so fucking nasty. It would be disgusting.
Gag, you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's much easier to pick up on bad breath than it is like stinky armpit. Like you can wear like a sweatshirt or something, or over it. Like it'll still smell, but like you can mask it a little bit more than like just talking to someone with like a month of no brushing bacteria. That's fucking revolting. Yeah. Plus, like if you get a bunch of cavity, like your teeth will actually rot out of your fucking head. My armpits are going to remain armpits, like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I had a few rotted pit hairs, but like that's about it.
Yeah, right.
All right, that's an easy one. This one may be a little tougher.
Yeah.
So you're going to give up either sleeping in a bed, and that means no couch either, right? So you can't sleep on a soft surface. So basically,
not even like the carpet or whatever.
The carpet's fine. Carpet is fine.
Okay. But not like a sleeping bag on the carpet. I can't do, or can I do that?
No, you can have a blanket on top of you, but you can't pile up. Nothing that's you're making it bed-like.
How about a bed on the carpet? No legs.
Or the internet. So no internet on your phone, on your computer, anywhere for 40 days. Which one are you giving up? Geiger, you start.
Yeah, well, if I want to remain employed, I kind of have to sleep on the floor. I don't, my job revolves around an internet cloud computing company.
Well, should we take that out of the equation?
Yeah, let's say you can do your job.
All right. No, I really, but I don't want to. Is that okay? Like, can I just take 40 days off? No. All right. If I can use my job, and I assume, like, in that sense, the internet is blocked unless I need to, like, do something for my work. Boy.
You can't really, we're saying you have streaming services, so you're not going to be watching any.
Yeah, no,
sports,
I'm probably
anything.
I'll sleep on the floor. I'm usually not that picky about where I sleep. I will say though, my back will feel like shit because when I sleep, even in a bed that's not my own, like if you go to a hotel or I stay at someone's house, my back will usually feel like shit for like an hour because it's just not used to whatever mattress. So I'm going to be in pain, and it's gonna suck. But I'll probably adjust to sleeping on the floor. I need to. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a terrible technology person, but like like following sports and like looking up directions to places and like
you're fucking terrible technology person.
I'm just a bad technology person. Everyone calls people that, right?
You could sleep on a moldorama of a bed.
Okay. It's like they're making that the headboard gets cut off as I'm trying to yank it out of this giant laundromat-sized machine.
Chad, what do you think?
This one's really hard. If I was in my 20s, it'd be a slam dunk, right? Like give up the bed or whatever. Because we used to sleep on the floor on a regular basis or whatever.
You did?
Yeah, like we'd all go on like a road trip or whatever.
Oh,
right?
right,
6 of
right.
us
You
crammed
stay
into a
somewhere,
hotel, and you just sleep on the floor.
It wasn't
of
as
the
big a
hotel.
deal as it is now.
No, now it's like if even in my Tempur-Pedic bed, if I don't sleep like exactly right, I wake up in like all kinds of weird pain or whatever. I'm old as shit. And the more I think about it, it's like maybe like being off the internet for like 30 days, like not reading about all the fucking awful shit in the world or whatever would be like actually kind of good. Plus, here's the other thing that I just thought about. So like last week, actually, I had like a really bad stomach bug for 24 hours. So it was like I did some vomiting for the first time in like 4 or 5 years or something like that. And I was in the bathroom and I had just vomited and I was like exhausted and tired. And like I laid down on the bathroom floor and we have like 2 bath mats there. And I was on the bathroom floor for maybe like a minute and a half and decided that it was so uncomfortable, I'd rather lie with my head over the toilet bowl than sleep on the bathroom floor. So I think I'm going to give up the internet and keep my bed.
I thought that story was going, you were like puking and then pulling out your phone.
Yeah, me too.
I did pull out my phone in between. Yeah, no, that actually did do that.
Holy shit, WebMD. I gotta look it up. It says, oh shit, I think I have whiskey dick.
Oh God, I gotta see who won Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars. Just barfing the whole time.
I think the sound I was making was like Sponch when I was puking. Probably the sound.
All right, next one. Chad, you can start this one. Mm-hmm. You have to give up either shelter, all right, something that we as humans need. They say food and shelter. Mm-hmm. So you're living outside, basically. Let's say it might rain, but it's going to be warm, right? You're not going to be like potentially dying of hypothermia or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's say it's like a warm summertime for 40 days. Or clothes, right? It's go without one of those. You're living outside, wearing what you want. Or you can have shelter, but you cannot wear clothes for 40 days.
But I could just stay in my house for 40 days or whatever, right? And like not leave and just walk around naked all the time. Probably.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
if you're cool with that.
Yeah, I'm sure Child Protective Services would be totally cool with that.
You can't wear a towel or anything over in the buff. So Chad, you're first. You taken shelter?
No, because I don't know. Wait, which one am I giving up?
Which you giving up?
I give up the shelter, I think, because if you're because you had that caveat of it being like a warm summer day or whatever, there's homeless people that like live outside all the time, and I could do that for like a month or whatever. But yeah, the no clothes thing would be pretty rough. I would definitely, I would definitely be showing everyone around me some serious shrinkage from being cold all the time. And people don't need to be
said it was a warm summer day.
I'm constantly drinking. It's whiskey dick.
Guys, this is shrinkage. It's 105 outside. I know. Shrinkage, everyone. 105 degree shrinkage.
It's a bourbon. That ain't whiskey dick. That's vodka. Geiger, do you agree?
Boy. So could I just send my family away for 40 days? Like, could I have the house to myself for 40 days? Can I tell them, hey, look, I got to be naked for 40 days.
Do you have any way you could get your family away for 40 days?
Well, I mean, but like,
I guess by walking around naked, that might work.
Yeah, well, I mean, my son and daughter are definitely at ages where that's not okay.
Uh-huh.
And again, if we're going to take work out of it, that's good. Because I will occasionally have to be on like a Zoom call and I can't be shirtless. That's going to be kind of fucking weird. Hey, Nick, your camera's on. No, I'm well aware.
You could keep it really high in your chin. Like, just the camera.
Hey guys, what's going on? Hey, that's still showing me. Yeah, I'd have to. Just my eyeball
fucking
level.
like GoPro style camera. Once it's right up in your face.
I think the kids' age is a big difference because my kids are still at an age where they and they've seen me naked very recently. So
like it would be scarring for my son at age 11 to watch his dad walk around with his whiskey dick hanging out. Yeah, it's gonna suck, but I'll take living outside. I guess it'll suck because like the weather is so unpredictable, especially around here. This would really come in handy to hang out with you guys in your weather powers, but I guess we can't rely on that.
All right, so this one may or may not be difficult. This is giving up sex for 40 days, which we've all done many times.
How will I survive?
Or, which I believe neither of you may have done, you give up V games for 40 days. All right, so you're giving up either sex or video games for 40 days. Geiger, you're starting.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you have something that is a really big part of my life on a daily basis and brings me a lot of joy. On the other hand, you have sex. No, look, I'm taking sex only because, again, this is, I mean, I'm not trying to get too personal here, but this is a scenario that even now, not all that uncommon. I mean, I could probably stretch out the long periods that we do now for an extra long period while I'm poning noobs. So, yeah. And
these things really work against each other. It's like with these two things, the more you do of one, the less you do of the other. There's indirect correlation here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, even when I have sex, let's be honest, it's not taking that long.
You want to pwn? You want to pwn noobs or do you want to pwn boobs? Which one do you want to do?
Nice. Plus, like I play video games with my son sometimes. That's fun.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I probably will take. It sounds like this is the biggest 17-year-old me is sprinting out of the past to sock the shit out of me for saying this. But I'd probably give up sex for video just because it's. I mean, why change now?
Chat.
Well, okay, so in this scenario, I'm assuming I actually get to do the other one because I'm in this.
So I give up video games and also not have sex for 40 years?
Put yourself. Now you're at a weird part of your life. Put yourself in a part of life when you were having a normal amount of sex.
Okay, right? Because that's the thing. Like, yeah, we have a 3-month-old baby, and I'll tell you right now, I haven't played video game or fucked once since this baby was born.
What are you doing? Those are the two binary activities in life.
I would really like to get back into video games soon. And sex. But yeah, say we rewind this like about a year when I was doing both pretty regularly.
Humble brag.
Ooh, this is pretty tough. See, here's the thing. I'm just gonna say this.
Here's the thing, us.
There is no there's no equivalent to giving up video games that you can just do by yourself for 40 days. If you catch my drift, right? I could just go crank it for 40 days. So right. I'm gonna give up the sex, I think. And
but you can't play video games by yourself for oh, I see.
Well, like, there's no equivalent. Yeah, there's no equivalent of like cranking is like, good enough for 40 days, right?
Geiger, if you couldn't crank, would it make a difference?
Not being able to crank would leave me pretty cranky, I think, beyond that.
Crank noobs is what I meant.
Crank out a couple levels in Mario World. Yeah, no, I'd want to crank.
All right, 3 more. Next, you're giving up either hot showers, right? So you have to shower. You can shower, but it's got to be freezing cold water. And so no lukewarm shower. You're giving up any variation.
You can't turn the hot spigot on at all. It's all cold.
Yeah, so there's 2 spigots and you're only touching the one. Or sugar. So one of those 2 you're giving up for 40 days. All sugar, which if you're anything like me with your sugar intake, you're probably going to go through some serious withdrawal.
And sugar is in fucking everything, right? Yeah. Like you can't eat bread. right? You're saying,
Right.
or are you just saying
right.
I can't like swallow sugar packets anymore?
No sugar.
Okay.
Now I can eat fruit, right? So you're just eating a complete no sugar diet. So
What
Chad,
is there any food that doesn't have sugar? Like
That's
what
what I was going to ask. Because are we talking about because the sugar carbohydrates on a lot, like you make tomato sauce, it's in there because tomato has sugar.
Well, like vegetables, there's plenty of no sugar foods.
Again, can we get back to what am I going to eat? No. Wait, could I not be on the podcast for 40 days then because of our snacks?
It might be too hard of that decision. So let's say you can have nothing that's processed. You can have like
no added sugars,
okay.
basically.
Right. So you can have fruit.
Can't have like sweets and
even correct, right? Okay. So Chad, what are you going to give up?
I still think I'm going to give up the hot showers and then just not shower for 40 days or something.
Jesus Christ. Like no deodorant, no showers. You're not going to... that sex conversation is going to handle itself. I don't think you have to worry.
I could take like I don't find cold showers as repulsive, I think, as you guys do. Like I do take cold showers on occasion if it's like a really hot day and I just did a workout or something, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel like I could just take a quick like 1 minute, 2 minute cold shower, like turn on the water, get wet, turn it off, soap yourself up, turn it back on, rinse off. You know what I mean? Right. I could do that, but like you talk about
daily polar plunge.
yeah. But like giving up, like, I mean, I got to have that daily Reese's plunge. You know what I mean? Like that's got to happen. So
Geiger?
That's where I bathe myself in Reese's, by the way. I don't actually eat them. I just want to rub them on my body.
Melt them down and swim in them.
Yeah.
The shower you just described sounds fucking horrible. Get in, get wet, turn the shower, stand there shivering and wet, and then rub soap on my body silently, and then put more water on.
I mean, I've done that before.
Why?
Like, well, there was one time when we were camping out in Ethiopia, and we were there for like 3-4 days at this campsite, and the only shower they had was freezing cold water. Mm-hmm. Plus, this is outdoors, and the shower is like the place where all the mosquitoes are, which you don't realize until you go into the shower and you pull the shower handle and all the mosquitoes come to life. Ugh. So it was like, you want to get in there as quick as possible. Mm-hmm. And you pretty much just like soaped up our pits and like our crotch, and that was it. Like got out.
Plus there was no V games there and none of the Ethiopians would have sex with you.
That's right.
I think I'd give up the sugar. It wouldn't be easy, but it's something I should do anyway. I mean, it's like at least something I'm improving about myself. Right. I actually have tried to cut back on like, because I drink a lot of coffee and I usually take it with sugar. So I put sugar in my first coffee in the morning, and after that I just drink it black. And then I eat sugar the rest of the
You fucking day. Hero.
Yeah. Yeah. I cut back on a couple spoonfuls of sugar the rest of the day, and then fed my fat fucking face whenever else I felt like it. In between my video games.
Trying to cut back. Drink my second cup of coffee without sugar.
guys, I'm making a lot of health decisions in my life. I ate only 7 Reese's peanut butter cups yesterday instead of 8. Yeah, no, I don't drink pop anymore, soda. So I think I could probably pull it off, as I'm saying. Obviously, I like sweets, I like desserts and chocolate and all that, but I probably could manage to not do that. I'm not a big sugary cereal eater in the morning, all that kind of stuff.
4 days into it, you're going to be like ice bucket challenging yourself. Like, give me the showers. I guarantee.
I cannot take a cold shower. It's cold. I don't like just a warm shower. I like a shower that's almost burning my back. Like, I like a really hot shower. And that's also where I get a lot of my cranking done.
We're learning about your sexual proclivities here, I think.
That one is really tough. Like, it sounds much less difficult to do the cold showering for me for a month. Mm-hmm. But like Geiger said, I know no sugar is good for me. Like, forcing myself to do that would be a good thing, but I also agree with what Chad says.
It'd be a good thing. It just makes you a fucking loser. Like, what are you talking about? That's not a good thing.
No, Novak
makes me a Chad.
When I get When I get my golden shower, does it have to be cold piss, or can it be warm?
Cold piss?
Yeah, like they have to piss in advance and chill it, and then like spray it on me. Reptile piss, cold blooded piss. But I have my golden shower for my weekly iguana session.
All right, wait, we got 2 more to get to. All right, you have to give up use of your hands and your entire daily life.
No cranking.
No cranking. For sure, no cranking. Or use of your feet. So
what?
For the next 40 days, you're either... Look, I guess you could get a wheelchair, but I know you both live in houses with stairs.
So many steps in my house. So many fucking steps.
So you're going to be dragging yourself up and down them.
Yeah, and the video games are downstairs.
But, Chad, for example, you have an infant. It's probably good to pick them up from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Right? So... sorry. You got to change the diaper. No hands.
So this is Geiger. What do you think?
I mean, it's gotta be feet, even though it doesn't make any sense. Like I could at least crawl around and roll places and stuff if I have to. Army crawl. I can't do anything without my hand. Like I can't crank it. I can't pour sugar into 1 cup of coffee a day.
Yeah.
Can't type. Which, again, crucial to my existence.
Can't buy any Moldoramas at all.
No Moldoramas. Can't even put them on the shelf. Can't hug my kids. I can't eat. Like, what am I going to do? Like, eat out of a bowl like a dog?
No V games.
No V games. I can't cut my food. You can't do anything. You can't do sign language, flip anyone off, drive a car. I can't do anything.
So you're giving up the feet.
Well, I guess I can't drive a car with my feet either. Just careening or just rolling in neutral down the street, just slowly steering. So I guess. See you later, Betsy. Thought you couldn't use your feet. Yeah, I'll figure it out. So I guess like for 40 days I could stay around the house and just like crawl around, and if I had to, I could get by without feet. It would just suck. Yeah, it's not fun. But I'd be pretty buff by the time it was done from dragging.
You agree, Chad?
Yeah, I mean, if it's just feet, right? Like I could crawl around on my hands and knees. Like that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. Now, if you're talking about like if it was like arms versus legs, right? Like that's maybe a little bit tougher. But we're just talking feet. I'm fine getting rid of the feet for a little bit. I'll just crawl around or just tell everyone to bring shit to me. That's fine.
Bring shit to me. I can't use my feet. Oscar Pistorius is like, hand me a sandwich.
You could like, I don't know, persevere.
You could deal without that thing you wanted for a little while longer.
All right, it's the last one.
Pistorius, not Pretorius.
So for 40 days, you're going to do without seeing, without your sight, right? Can't see anything. Or you're going to do without wiping your ass. All right, these are your choices.
Famous, very famous Lent give-ups that people say. I'm going to give up my eyes for 40 days. That's something I hear a lot. And I'm not going to wipe my ass for 40 days. It's something that people say a lot too. Very common.
I'm honoring Jesus' sacrifice by leaving my dingleberries in my ass crack for 40 days.
He couldn't wipe his ass while he was hanging on the cross, so I'm not going to wipe my ass either.
Roll the stone away. He is risen. I'm rolling the stones of shit away from my ass. Lodged in there.
So, Chad, which are you giving up?
Oh, boy. And I've got that cavernous ass that really needs to be wiped.
You've already twice chosen to be a dirty fuck.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Are you going to go the triple crown of nastiness here?
All right. So I am going to choose to be a dirty fuck, but not in the way that you are expecting here. I am actually going to choose to give up Wait, it is the way you are expecting. I'm going to choose to give up.
What? It's it dirty to give up your sight? Oh, look at that nasty idiot without eyes. So gross.
Well, here was the loophole that I was going to try to exploit. Was if I give up wiping my ass, I still can shower at night, and I could shower and wash all the poop.
Yeah,
out
there's
of my
no
butt.
bidet use. The bidet loophole is not possible.
Well, I'm not talking about a bidet. I'm just talking about the shower at night, right? I still get to shower and clean myself, or do I have to
You
like
could
put a
shower
bubble
regular.
over my ass and like not shower?
You can't. Yeah, you can't take like a wash rag into your ass crack.
Lay on the
That
shower
still counts
floor and
as
spread your
wiping your
cheeks.
ass.
Yeah,
Well,
it flies into your butt.
You can't take like the shower handle out and like hold it right up against your ass.
Yeah, no, I'll just
Nothing like that.
just bend over, spread my ass cheeks wide like a goatsy, and just wash it out that way.
That ought to take care of it.
Like you do.
Here's my other question: like, if you don't have your eyes, how are you even going to see your ass to wipe it? So you're still going to be in the same situation with no eyes. So I'll keep the eyes.
All right. Nasty, dirty.
You can't find your ass with your eyes closed?
Geiger, I have a feeling which way you'll go, Geiger. What do you think?
I mean, it'll be uncomfortable for all involved. I gotta see shit. I'm like, sight is. I mean, I know there's.
Yeah, you'll see shit all over the place.
Shit streaks. It'll be very uncomfortable. It'll be very unpleasant for my family.
Mm-hmm.
Something might go wrong. Like you have to clean. You might get
Something might go wrong.
Infection or something.
Something has gone wrong if I'm walking around with an ass full of shit. Something's gone very wrong. You mean like medical problem wrong?
Yeah, right.
I'm not shitting toothpicks or anything. I mean, it's just like I mean, again, we've talked about. I often have.
You and I talked about this before the podcast.
Yeah,
tonight.
I have some liquidy shits on occasion.
You thought about it a long time, and that's the gentle way.
How do I come up with a euphemism? I blast a bowl with watery shit. Nailed it. Found a nice way to ease into that one. So yeah, I mean, I think some of those kind of take care of themselves. They're all kind of, they're wet, but they're done.
They take care of themselves?
No wiper.
Having a I gotta say, you are proposing the idea that having a liquidy shit is somehow cleaning your ass.
There's water involved. I just add soap and you're done.
It's nature's bidet.
Just eat a bowl of chili a week and your ass will be clean as a whistle. Yeah, well, but look, I gotta see stuff, guys. I want to see. So yeah, I'll just deal with a shitty ass for a while.
I would not. I would wipe my ass. I'm not walking around. You
Well,
can
look who's
go.
all proud over
No,
there.
you can't be around anybody without wiping your ass for 40 days.
I don't know. I'll wear pants.
Oh, okay. Okay, so on to the last snack, the Reese's snack cake. Now, when you hear snack cake, you generally would think of something like a Little Debbie or a Hostess product. But this is basically about half a candy bar size bars. It's nothing snack cake-ish about it. And it just looks on the outside like a chocolate-coated candy bar. And in the middle, if you look at the cross section, on the bottom it is, what is this bottom part? Chocolate cake, and on the top is peanut butter. So it's about, I'd say, 2/3 cake and a third layer of peanut butter.
Definitely was expecting like 2 squares in this package, and instead it's like a Twix bar kind of thing almost. And if you take a bite and look at the cross section, that is some false advertising on the on the cover there, I think.
Yep.
The cookie is so, or the cake, I'm sorry, is like so dense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and on the package, it looks like this kind of like light, fluffy chocolate cake, and this like powdery peanut butter, but it's really just like thick, almost candy bar like. Why are they called snack cakes?
I
It's
don't
like a
know.
candy bar. This is not a cake at
So
all.
far, so misleading. So far off of what a snack cake is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe our bracketeer Kurt mentioned these as well and mentioned liking them, sending us a picture recently. I'm really disappointed in these. I had high hopes. Now, the side of the package shows what looks like a very moist, delicious cake. And actually, even the peanut butter, I think, looks more like the peanut butter you might see in a standard Reese's cup. When you bite into it, the cake does not look like that moist cake. And the peanut butter doesn't look great. It should be really hard to fuck up adding chocolate, be it cake or not, to peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
But this is kind of fucked up. I don't get why it's not better. It is so much worse version of things really closely related to this. Just the standard cup, a Reese's stick, a ton of different Reese's products that do this really well, and this is failing.
I mean, we even tried a different Reese's cupcake, snack cake, that's like kind
Right.
of a similar concept just a few weeks ago. That was a chocolate cake with peanut butter on it.
And I think I'd rather eat that. Now, I don't think this is that much worse than the Sponch, which I gave an indifferent to. But I am downgrading it because it's just a total poorly done. The execution is bad. So I'm going to give this a dislike dat to start, which is going to make things interesting here because the Oogies had a dislike. Actually, we're all tied, so this could go anyway. Geiger, what are you thinking?
I didn't necessarily think this would be good, especially when I saw it was a little bit of like the rectangle bar, because when I thought the package is kind of square shaped. We were talking before the podcast, Chad, you mentioned you thought it would be like a solid square, which makes sense because if you think of like a snack cake, like a Hostess cake or like a Zinger or something, it's like a more rectangular thing you can bite into, like a cupcake almost. When these are kind of little bars like that, it's almost going to be impossible to have a lot of like fluffy cake in there. It's weird. I don't taste any real chocolate. Like if you're the Reese's product, you want like that mixture of chocolate and peanut butter that they kind of.
You don't taste any chocolate? This thing's coated in chocolate.
It's coated in chocolate. I just don't like the predominant flavor it comes across the peanut butter. The chocolate doesn't have like it's not good chocolate. I feel like, even though I know it's the same Reese's chocolate probably that's on top of
Isn't
others.
it heavy as hell too?
Probably not.
It's like the package is very heavy.
This is so dense.
Very dense. The consistency's fucked. The chocolate isn't good. And it's also not that, again, I always compare like what I like about the Reese's cup is it's got like the salty kind of peanut butter in the middle. And there's nothing like this is a generic one note, sweet, dense bar. I don't want to judge it too harshly, like against the curve. It's like, it's one of those things of like, I think if I just open this up and it didn't say Reese's on the package or whatever, I might think like, oh, this is neat. This is not bad. I'm torn between an indifferent and a like because it's still tasty-ish. I'm probably just going to give it an indifferent. I don't think it's that great, and I wouldn't like go out of my way to get it again.
So it's always great when it comes down to a Reese's product and Chad.
Yep.
So where we stand, if Chad gives this snack cake a like, we're going to have a 3-way tie. If he loves it, it's going to win. Anything less than a like, and the Reese's will finish in last. Chad?
Well, it is false advertising, right? Like we said, they shouldn't call this a Reese's snack cake, and they shouldn't show a picture on the front that is not what's actually like. You know what I mean? Like it's like the equivalent of like the TV commercial hamburger that has like like crisp lettuce and like all this like everything stacked well, and then you get it and it's just like all smashed together, right? And like old lettuce and shit like that. It's that kind of thing, right? Where they have this fluffy cake, they have this like nice looking peanut butter, and then you get it, and it's just a bar. It shouldn't be called. It should just be called like Reese's Cake Bar or something like that, right? Like it shouldn't. They shouldn't evoke that kind of snack cake imagery. It's a very strange choice, I think, because it sets it up where you have certain expectations, and then you get into the bar itself, and those expectations are like not met. Having said all that, I still think it tastes pretty good, actually. So it's not the same as like eating like a Reese's cup, right? Like Geiger said, it's there's something missing in the formula there. But I still think the peanut butter tastes really good, and even though the cake is not like what I was expecting, when I isolated the cake by itself, I thought it tasted fine. So they shouldn't call it Reese's Snack Cake. They probably shouldn't even make the product at all. But I'm still going to give it a like that.
All right. An unprecedented 3-way tie. I don't believe we've ever had that before. So this is a tough call of which of these we would recommend you get. But
which between the Oogies and the Sponch, which one do you think you liked better, Novak?
Me?
Yeah. Because you gave a difference to both.
Difference?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whereas Geiger and I had like clear likes.
I think the popcorn's probably the better quality product. If I had to finish one of these, I'd probably finish that popcorn.
Then that's the winner.
All right.
All right.
So either way you slice it, it's a close call all around here. So none of these get it very glowing recommendations. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
Yeah, if you collect Moldoramas and you want to, meet up with Novak and do some swaps, share trade secrets, if you've molded your own bed and slept in it, if you also don't wear deodorant, or wipe your ass or take showers or anything like that, brush your teeth. If you
I brush my teeth.
Okay, Chad brushes his teeth. We're very proud of him.
To be clear.
If you use my method of just letting a watery shit suffice as cleaning your ass. If you suffer from whiskey dick, don't contact. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. Maybe stop drinking so much. If you would like to suggest a snack,
suffer from whiskey.
if you were afflicted with permanent whiskey dick, I think that's just called erectile dysfunction, sir. No, I'm a hardcore drinker, whiskey dick.
2 million people a day suffer from whiskey dick.
That's the Cialis commercial. Do you have whiskey dick?
Call the doctor if your whiskey dick lasts longer than 3 hours.
Yeah, if you want to suggest a snack, if you want to tell us what you think of our ratings, give us your own rating, ask questions for the mailbag, anything like that, you can reach us at youtrieddat@gmail.com. We are on YouTube and Instagram. We also have a You Tried Dat group on Facebook called You Tried Dat, and we are on Twitter, #You Tried Dat. Yeah, feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. If you do like us, maybe leave us a review, give us some stars, let your friends and family know. After listening to this whole thing, if you made it all the way to the end, I can't imagine you're going to be recommending this to anyone you actually like or care about.
Let your family know.
Let your family know there's 3 guys talking about not wiping their ass. But for those of you who have stuck it out, we do appreciate it.
Tell your grandma about our liquidy shits.
Ask grandma how grandpa got past his whiskey dick.
Okay, so real quick, I'm going to change up this shelter and clothes one.
Mm-hmm.
If I said you could wear the clothes, but they had to be all 3D printed clothes.
Moldorama clothes, if you will.
This fucking stiff ass shirt with the arms sticking.
Yeah, would you like not even be able to walk and stuff, or
walk around like a Lego figure? Yeah,
you're just wearing a 3D printed thong, and then you can like walk just fine or something.
Yeah, let's say there's shorts and a tee.
It's still got to be a lot of chafing. How do I get them off? They're like
or on. They print them right onto your body.
But I can still use my feet, right?
Yeah, they snap on.
Okay. They snap.
Oh, I see.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
All
What
right.
color are they?
I don't know, blue.
All right. Yeah, I'll do it. I like blue.
Yeah, those would be it would be like wearing a suit of armor all day or something, like being
Right.
strapped into the Iron Maiden. But but I'd do it.
But you'd have shelter, so
Right. Is there like a hole in the back so I can poop, or do I have to like do I just have to
you
unfasten
can take them
it?
off the shit.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I won't wipe though.
Nope.
No, seal in the freshness.
You can wipe, but it must be with 3D printed toilet paper.
Brick just sliding around in my butt.
Toilet paper's blue, if that matters.
All right, that's gonna do it for this time. We're gonna be back soon trying out the latest Girl Scout cookie innovation. So I'll make sure you tune in for that. But we'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
The last Moldorama machine was made in the mid-1960s. They debuted at the 1962 Seattle World's Fair and gained even wider attention 2 years later at the New York World's Fair.
Visitors make their own souvenirs. In fact, Dino is the most popular souvenir sold at the fair.